Hey guys, Koopa Snoop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today we are reviewing this guy right here. This is the bench that I use probably more than any other utility bench. By the way, I have pretty much every adjustable utility bench that's out there. I'm not saying that to brag, just so you know that in watching this video, I've used and compared this to pretty much all the others that are out on the market. And for my purposes, currently, this is one of the ones that I use most often. This is the Rep Fitness AB-5200. This is an absolutely positively excellent bench. There are some quirks and there are some things I want to talk about in comparison to some other benches, but by and large, I am definitely a fan. And I say that up front. Oftentimes I'll make you guys wait till the end, but honestly, I like this bench so much, I think it's worth saying from the beginning, this is a very good bench. Now, there are some things I want to talk about, some things I don't like about it, some things I would improve. However, it's good. So let's get into it. First of all, as you can see, the most remarkable feature, that's a word that's often misused. This is a perfect use case for it. Remarkable. The thing that I would most remark about is this function right here. It's like, you know, animals. Animals, they all walk on all fours, right? Humans are the only animal, I don't know if this is true, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're the only animal that walks upright, okay? Why do our benches not walk upright as well? That's a question I'd like to know. Are these benches made for humans or animals? They're made for humans, so they should walk upright. This is the most unique feature of the bench. By and large, I absolutely love this feature. Now, I want to say first and foremost, Rep is not the first company to offer a stand-up feature on an adjustable bench. I don't think there's been many that have done it, but the very first one that I saw, and I have two of them at the gym, is the Sornex 0 to 90 NP3 bench, which is an amazing bench. However, it is over double the cost of this one. It's also much heavier than this one, and there are some things about it that I actually prefer this one over that one in some instances. This is a fantastic bench, and one big reason is because it has the ability to stand up. And the reason that is so nice for all of you watching, which pretty much 95% of you are home gym owners, is because it has a more compact design. Here's the annoying part. We're in a garage gym right now. This is a rather large garage gym. This is a, basically 2.5 garage size gym. For most people, this is more than what they have in their gym. However, even for me, with the amount of equipment I've got, I'm always trying to get stuff out of the way, okay? By the way, this is a heavy bench. I'm holding it here. I don't even feel it. It's just like nothing's here. But regardless, you're trying to push things out of the way as much as possible. And so having a bench that is this long sitting on the floor, whenever you're trying to get around it, you're like running into it, you're moving it around because you're trying to like do other things, that is absolutely not ideal, especially when all you got to do is put a stand on the back so it stands upright. So before I get into any of the nuts and bolts of the actual Rep AB-5200, the thing I most wanted to make clear and stand out is this feature is amazing. I would like it to be on every bench. It's another reason that I've got this Rogue Monster bench, because they added a little foot plate on the back so you can stand it up. Now this one's a little bit wobbly, but I don't know. I foresee just about every modern, newer bench that's coming out to have a feature similar to that, because it's so nice. And this one is actually quite stable due to how heavy the bench is and due to the design, because they added both feet on the back that are wheel protectors, but then it stands up on those wheel protectors so it's not falling off. And then it's got this wide base right here. Now, when you go to use it, very simply, kick it, pull it, drop it, and then you're ready to go. Now, some other things, Rep is like, they're thinking through a lot of the stuff they're doing, like this bench is a perfect example. One is the stand-up feature. These are people that probably have had a home gym in some scenario, and they're designing it for that. They're listening to the community, so thank you for listening. The other thing they're doing is they're adding these small front feet. Now, there is a lack of stability sometimes with a tripod bench design because there isn't as much stability up front. But when you're actually using the bench for what it's designed for, which is pressing, yes, you can use it for rows and things like that. You just got to make sure you're farther on the back. When you're on this in the tripod style and you're pressing, there's really nothing, like no downsides to the stability. This is a rock solid bench when you're pressing. It only becomes an issue with the front feet. And the reason I'm saying this is because I have heard some people talk about it and mention like that front foot design is a little bit wobbly. It's not wobbly when you're benching. And this one is actually wider than what we see on the Rep AB-5000, which is the first bench they came out with that really had a design that a lot of people liked, and is their flat bench and has the front post design that this then takes after. The reason this is nice is if you're doing flat bench, you can tuck your feet in without issue. So if you're a power lifter or something like that, although I suggest most people have a dedicated flat bench because they're not that expensive and they don't have to take up that much space. However, if you just want one bench, this one can work for flat bench very well as well. And one reason is because you can tuck your feet in, because there's not like these wide legs coming out and like you're trying to like maneuver your feet around. Now the other feature that's pretty obvious about this bench is it's a ladder style. This is not the only bench that Rep Fitness makes that's an adjustable bench. They have, I think, 3 or 4 others. We've reviewed them. One of the ones that's most significant and one that a lot of people had questions about after this one came out is the Rep AB-5000 and the Rep AB-5100. The 5000 is the zero gap version. Those versions are very popular benches. They're very good, and I think they were so good that a lot of people were like, why come out with the 5200? One reason this is, I wouldn't say superior, but there are benefits to this one over that one, although there are benefits to that sign over this one. One thing that's really nice about this is how quick it is to adjust. Due to the ladder system, which we see on many benches that are out there right now, which the benefit there is how quick it is to change. Yes, there is some more wobble that is introduced. However, there's not so much wobble that I think it makes a big issue for most people, and not having to come down and like take out the pin, adjust it perfectly and everything like that is something I think a lot of people will like about this design, and what allows you to quickly adjust this between all the different, degrees. Speaking of degrees, on this panel here, they have laser cut everything. Thank you, Rep Fitness, for getting rid of all the stickers. Rep Fitness is one of the companies that I feel like is really listening to us when we talk about the sticker stuff, because they don't put stickers on any of this, which I'm so thankful for. They're using stainless steel badges, which these are, nice badges. I doubt these are adding a ton of extra cost either, just because they're so thin, but they just look good. And then the other thing is they're laser cutting the numbers on the ladder system. So it goes anywhere from 0 degrees, so just flat, all the way up to 85 degrees. I prefer 85 degrees, and I think most people do, to 90 degrees. 85 degrees is just enough, tilt that if you're doing overhead press or something like that, it still feels comfortable. When you get to that 90 degrees, you kind of feel like you're going forward. And I think for most people's mobility, 85 degrees is a better option. So I am glad that they went that direction, even though for some people that may feel a little bit less than what they're used to, because most benches go to 90. But I prefer 85 degrees. But the laser cut is all throughout here with the logos as well. And then they've got, rubber grips on the handles, which is just a nice feature, although that would have been awesome if they knurled those. That'd be a great opportunity. And then there's a rubber stopper on the back that then stop it when it's locked in. Now, there is a feature about this that I don't love, and you may have already noticed it, and that is how much wobble is introduced on the back pad. The reason the back pad wobbles so much is because there's play in between this basically back shaft right here and the ladder system. There's just too much distance between these, and so it can introduce a little bit of a wobble. Now, I do have a fix for this. I saw somebody, I think it was on our home gym community, that had posted about it, where they used washers in between here and here. Honestly, I would have loved it if Rep would have made this so it was a little bit thinner and a little bit tighter, and it would have taken away some of that side to side. Again, this is semantics. I don't think this side to side is enough of an issue that it's going to be a problem for most people. However, this is something I've been wanting to fix, so we're going to fix it and show you kind of how it works and just make it a little bit tighter. So. Next is the back pad. Rep is using the same vinyl they've been using on their FB5000. It's like this grippier top. It's different than what the original one that came out was. It's not as grippy or as aggressive, but it's still superior, I think, to a lot of the ones that are on the market. It allows you to have enough tackiness that you can basically push your back into. It's not as tacky as what we see on like the Rogue Thompson Fat Pad or the Rogue Competition Pad. It's just got a little bit more aggressive. I think it's a better vinyl. It's thicker. It's also much more expensive. This is a good value economy option. It combines a good price point along with a good amount of tackiness, and it's not like super stretchy. I like it. I wouldn't say I absolutely love it, but among the budget options that are out there, like comparables would be like something from Titan. This is a much better option, and they're thinking through these parts of it. The foam is good. You know, it's not a Sornex level foam where they're using multiple densities. It feels just like one single density. The edge control isn't fantastic. It's got some firmness. I would say overall, it's okay. There's nothing significantly great about the foam. I wouldn't remark on it in the way I would like the Rogue Thompson Fat Pad, but for how thin it is nice. And then the other thing that Rep's doing that's unique is they came out with an actual wide pad that fits on this as well. So this is the only that I know of wide pad adjustable bench that's on the market. Rogue's got the flat bench. That's the Thompson Fat Pad. It's kind of been copied in many ways because it's so well liked. Well, why not apply that idea to an adjustable bench? And so Rep's done that. I think it's very smart. I haven't used it personally, but I've heard of people that, or I've talked to people that have, and they like it. For an adjustable bench, I like this width, but I wouldn't mind trying it eventually. So that's the Rep AB-5200. Overall, fantastic bench for the price. Honestly, one of the best value benches that's out there. I prefer this for most people over the AB-5000 Zero Gap or 5100. I like the ladder system a little bit better. I think it's just simpler, easier to use, quick function. It just works really well. The one downside to this bench that some of those don't offer is the decline option. Personally, I don't use the decline option very much on the Zero Gap. It is nice to have it so you can put the leg braces in, and then you can do abs and then decline presses. If that's something you want to do, then avoid this bench because really it's not designed for the decline stuff. So this has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Do you like this bench? How do you think it compares to the others on the market? I think the price point's pretty good. Right around $450 is when it came out as. Honestly, it's out of stock right now, so they don't even have the price listed. I would guess that with the price increases, it's going to be around $500, $550, we'll see. But that remains to be seen when it comes back in stock. So, this is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. We will see you next time. Peace.